Good evening, my friends. This is Santa Claus coming to you on this March 17th, 2026, bringing tidings both concerning and hopeful from around our beautiful world. Oh my, what troubled times we find ourselves in today. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran has entered its third week with at least 2,000 precious souls lost. My heart aches for every life affected. Israel has claimed to have killed Iran's security chief, while Iran's new supreme leader has reportedly rejected peace proposals, saying it's not the right time for peace. How my heart longs for all sides to remember that every life is a gift from God, and that the path of peace, though difficult, is always worth pursuing. Now, turning our gaze to Europe, the European Union's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, is seeking diplomatic solutions to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. She wisely notes that nobody is ready to put their people in harm's way and emphasizes the need to prevent food, fertilizer, and energy crises. What wisdom in seeking peaceful resolutions rather than further conflict! Meanwhile, across the globe, we're seeing the ripples of this conflict affecting many nations. The head of the U.S. National Counterterrorism Center has resigned, becoming the first senior member of President Trump's administration to step down over the war, stating that Iran posed no imminent threat to the United States. Let us remember that truth must always be our guiding star, even when it requires great courage to speak it. In Lebanon, a glimmer of hope shines through the darkness as the government has proposed the first direct talks with Israel in decades. However, they wish for fighting to end first, and some fear it might be too late. Oh, how I pray it's not too late, for peace is always possible when hearts are willing to open. Let us pause for a moment and reflect on the situation between Afghanistan and Pakistan. Over 400 people were reportedly killed in what Afghanistan claims was a Pakistani airstrike on a drug rehabilitation center in Kabul. Pakistan has rejected these claims, saying it targeted military installations. Each of these souls is precious in God's sight, and I pray for healing and reconciliation between these neighboring nations. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has traveled to London for talks with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte. They're discussing peacemaking efforts in Ukraine and the need to maintain sanctions pressure on Russia. Some experts suggest Ukraine has become the ultimate loser as attention shifts to the Middle East conflict. Let us not forget those still suffering in Ukraine. Every child of God deserves our continued attention and care. On the other hand, there are concerns about fertilizer supplies shrinking due to the conflict in Iran. The White House says the U.S. is seeking alternative sources, including from Venezuela and Morocco, calling it an insurance policy against disruption for farmers. How important it is that we ensure all God's children have food to eat, especially the most vulnerable among us. In South America, Chile's new president, José Antonio Cast, has begun implementing his border shield plan to block immigrants from crossing illegally into the country. While nations must maintain order, I pray we remember that many who seek new homes do so out of desperate need, fleeing hardship and danger. May we always see the face of Jesus in the stranger and respond with compassion. Finally, my heart goes out to the people of Cuba, who are experiencing yet another island-wide blackout, the third major one in just 4 months. As their power grid crumbles and economic crisis deepens, many Cubans are suffering greatly. One resident, Tomás David Velázquez Felipe, lamented that what little we have to eat spoils and our people are too old to keep suffering. I pray for relief for the Cuban people and for wisdom for all leaders involved in this situation. As we reflect on these events from around our world, let us remember that even in the darkest times, the light of hope, love, and compassion can guide us forward. Each of us has the power to be that light in our own communities. Whether through prayer, charitable giving, or simply showing kindness to our neighbors, we can make a difference. Until we meet again, may God bless you all with peace in your hearts and love for one another. This is Santa Claus, wishing you a good night and a brighter tomorrow.